Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode in our Don't Starve LP. My name is Splattercat and as always, welcome back to the Nerd Castle. We have not been paying attention to our sanity. We've been generally just letting that fall off and not really worrying about it. I am going to get rid of this backpack. Hold on. There we go. We'll drop the backpack and I am going to take the log suit with me. Now, we're going to go up north and we're going to check on the beefalo herd and figure out what's going on there because we do need to shave some of them. You'll see that I have cleverly concealed a razor in my belt, but for now, we're just kind of going prison mode. We're not carrying it for trouble. We're just kind of keeping it just in case. We're going to keep our backs against the wall and we're going to hope that everything works out. Pick up that rot. Maybe I can fertilize some crops with it later. And it looks like we've got a ton of mosquitoes out here. And that bird just dropped some seeds, which I'm not going to leave behind. But let's get moving, see if we can dodge. That didn't seem to hit to me. I don't know if I claim that. And it looks like there's beefalo are in... Well, damn. So our beefalos are in heat right now, which is definitely going to mess up our process a little bit. So I was planning on doing the whole let's shave some beefalos thing. We were going to go on another sneak attack like we did in our previous game, but unfortunately they appear to be indisposed at the moment. The beefalos are, well, I guess they're, well, indisposed. They're pleasurably indisposed. So that leaves us with a couple options. Now we need to figure out what we can gather before winter comes because honestly, once winter gets here, I don't know what we're going to be up against. So taking a look through the different things we can make here, let's go ahead and make our bee boxes since we're not really... The bee boxes aren't going to work in winter, so I would like to stockpile honey as it lasts like forever. Honey will just last a huge amount of time. I don't really know. I know some of the things that are going to happen in winter. Like, I know what some of the mobs and things are that are going to come out from other people's videos that I've watched. But really, I don't know how it affects our sanity or anything of that nature. I haven't watched really any Let's Plays or anything that explain the whole mechanics. So we're going to have to take that as it comes. Now, let's eat up some of these berries. We'll get our hunger back. We're also pretty beat up and we could use some more health. There we are. And that's going to top off our sanity a little bit. I was getting... Oh, it looks like... Our winterometer is full. I'm a little confused right now. The winterometer appears to be going up and down. Maybe it's just from night to daytime. Maybe it's just one of those nice little things they added to kind of add to the game, but I don't know. We're going to eat those seeds just to make room for these logs, and then we need how many? Let's see. We need 3 honeycombs, I think. Which, by the way, honeycombs are an amazing cereal. I don't know if you guys have ever had honeycombs. I don't even know if they have those in Europe. But for those of you in America, honeycombs are amazing. I love them when you first put them in the bowl. But then I also like them when they get a little soggy, too. It's delicious. It's amazing. I love them. So let's go. Oh, no, we have to catch bees. That's the one thing we're missing. So let's go bee hunting, and then we'll also kind of deal with other issues as they arise. We're going to get rid of our shovel. We'll leave it here back at camp. I don't think anything's going to come and snipe it. We do need some stone, so I'm going to keep the opulent pickaxe with us. We're going to drop that fur right there. And let's grab our... I think we need some silk. So let's go to our tools here. I don't think it's actually in this menu. Maybe it's in the survival menu. We need a bug net. So let's make ourselves some rope real fast. And we're going to go through this whole rigmarole again. And see, our winterometer is fluctuating oddly. So let's grab ourselves a bug net here. And we may have to spend a night away from camp. The nearest honeybee area is like right over here. We have to go up and around to get to this really, really dense bee area. I think we can get enough. Let me see how many we need for the actual structure. We need 4 bees. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have to go up and around. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll eat any seeds we find along the way. I really, really, really wanted to shave some beefalos. Like, it was a strange desire that really just kind of developed in the pit of my stomach where I was like, I need to shave some beefalos today. Or I am simply just not going to be able to get through the day. It's really that one thing that I was looking forward to in order to revitalize myself, and alas, it has been taken from me, and so now I'm not really sure what to do to get by today. But in any case, we're just going to keep on trucking. We're not going to let it get us down. We're going to set ourselves some goals for this episode, and we're going to try and stick to them. So first things first, our mission is to go get beehives. I get the feeling that in the next 15 to 20 days, we're probably going to get hit with winter, and I think beefalo mating season only lasts, well, quite possibly it only lasts 10 to 15 days maybe. I don't think it lasts. Oh, no. Beefalo, Beefalo, be kind. I am your friend, Beefalo. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you a nice stylish haircut. And you're being nothing but obstinate, and you're generally just not being a very nice person. You're being unnecessarily terse. You are being very cross with me, and I don't very much appreciate it, Beefalo. And I guess I'll eat the rest of these berries while we're out and about because I do need this stone so that we can build some more super awesome structures. Let me drop that there. And once we're back in action, I am going to follow these koalefant tracks too because I did want to hunt a koalefant and just see if we can take one out right now just for a little bit of extra meat. So hopefully... Oh good, it's going in the direction I was going anyways. What's better than a hunt that goes in the direction you need to go? It seems like a metaphor for something in life, but I can't really think of what it is right now. The tracks are all pointing in the proper direction. How nice of them. And we do have logs with us, so we can spend our night afield. We did need to kill some more spiders too, just to get some more spider webs. So I may spend some time doing that too. So let's see if we can track down some spiders here. And see if I can kill him before he knows what happens. There we are, he's down. That's going to bring in some of his spidery friends, but we're going to fight them. And that's a couple more down. And this is actually exactly what I like to see, just all silk dropping. There we are. And we'll get some more silk on board for this whole thing. And actually, that is pretty much the best outcome I could have asked for with any of those spiders, was just a buttload of silk. We are going to need some other things, and namely silk is one of them. In order to craft a lot of the things we're going to be making, we need a ton of silk, and these walrus camps make me feel very, very nervous. And so since we're going to be spending the night out here anyways, let's get some stone digging done. We'll get some digging done. We'll get some picking. We will pick away and see if we can get everything wrapped up for the evening that we may need back at camp. Because when you go out on these little excursions, you really want to get multiple needs satisfied each time. I mean, if you go out and you only get one thing satisfied each time, no harm, no foul, but really you want to make this as optimized as possible. You want to make this as efficient and streamlined as possible, and I'm going to continue eating away because I would love to get my health back up to an acceptable level. Our health is just awful right now. It's weird that I don't see any tall birds. We've got ourselves a Badlands biome, but I don't see any tall birds. I usually shy away from using manure as fuel, but I'm going to for now. So let's mine away at this stuff. Oh good, we've got hounds. I hear puppies. Like I told you guys before, I have assigned this guy like a faux Russian accent, and I don't really know if it's the best Russian accent, but that's what he sounds like in my head. I can't do that. I hear puppies. So we've got enough stone now to last us a nice little bit. I would like to build up our walls a little bit better, but one thing I've noticed about building up walls, just in my other save games that I'm playing by myself, one thing I've noticed is that when you build up your walls, they tend to obscure your vision of things within your base. And this situation, oh, we are really low on health. I don't like this at all. I don't like this. I need an adult. I have no clue which direction they're coming from, so we're pretty much just waiting in the darkness right now to get eaten. Luckily, we have a log vest, so that should hold us out for a little bit. If they hit us all at once, we're just in a world of shit. We will just be in a world of just excrement, just up shit creek without any type of paddle or flotation device. I mean, Shit's Creek with a floaty isn't so bad. Like, I was one for the floaties when I was a kid, and I actually, to this day, I think there's nothing more humorous than a kid wearing floaties. Floaties are hilarious. They are the greatest accessory that has ever been invented for children. And I guess we'll just leave that behind. I don't really see any use for it right now. And let's head for our bee fields to see if we can get our hands on some bees. I thought I heard one more off in the distance. Oh well, we'll leave it behind and we're just not going to think about it for now, because when we have issues, at least when I have issues, let's just not think about it. We're just not going to address them. We're just going to ignore them entirely and just go on with our day. I'm going to take these seeds and eat them along the way just to keep ourselves semi-topped off. And we caught ourselves an angry bee, similar to an angry bird, but not quite as marketable. Ooh, I don't know what I should drop right now. Everything on me is useful. I guess I'll drop the poo. I have already a reasonable supply of poo up at my base, so maybe I'll leave that behind. Oh, they're different kinds of... Ooh. Ah! I let you go! Betrayal! Betrayal. Why did you sting me? Because did you not know that I am a scorpion? No! I hate getting stung by bees. I made it most of my adult life without getting stung by a bee, and I made it till I was 17 years old. Like, all my friends are like, you're gonna get bitten someday. And I say bitten because we had yellow jackets where I grew up, which are like these obnoxious bees that bite you. They don't actually sting you. They're kind of like a horsefly that looks like a bee. But anyways, I made it till I was like 17 years old without ever getting stung by a bee. And then I went to a water park one day, when I was, yeah, I think I was like 16 or 17. I went to a water park and I stepped on a wasp, which is arguably like the worst kind of bee you can actually get stung by. Like among the general, let's see here. Among the general species of bee that you could be stung by, wasps, it actually wasn't that bad though, because he stung me on the thick of my foot, so the skin is really thick on the bottom of your foot. At least mine was, because we used to have this contest that we called like Firefoot, and we used to go out, God, this is such a dumb thing to do, but when we were kids, we used to go out in the street, basically in the summer, and we would have contests to see who could stand on the asphalt long enough, or the longest, and like, I remember entire summers being spent basically with like third-degree burns on the bottom of my feet because I'm incredibly competitive. That's why I try to shy away from the first-person scene, like the online competitive gaming scene, because I get way too into it. I'm just so ridiculously competitive, and I just couldn't lose that game. Even though the game entailed burning my feet and generally harming myself, I couldn't shy away from it. I had to win. I had to win. And I think we needed 15 bees, so we may find ourselves... Oh, we broke our bee net. Broke our bee net. Now we gotta, let's see, we have enough string. I wonder if you can use killer bees for the beehives. I wonder if that's possible. Well, I'm not gonna ponder it for too long. We really are short on time. I think the days are indeed getting shorter, so let's make ourselves another bug net. There we are, bug netted up. We'll put the boards back in our inventory, and I really hope bees stack to a sizable number. If bees don't stack, this is going to be very unfortunate. They're kind of round, so I get the feeling they may not stack efficiently. Generally, if there's one thing I've learned from working in inventory management, it's that things that are round don't stack. They kind of just, you know, are generally a nuisance, and I think that's how many we needed. Let me take a look at the... Oh, we only needed 12. Well, I'm being an overachiever right now. I'm just catching bees like crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bees, but we need to get rid of our bug net. I don't really want to carry it around with me. There we are. So we have a pocket full of bees now. God, that would be, like, can you imagine if you ever got into a fight and somebody just pulled a pocket full of bees out and were like, no, and just unleashed his bees on you? That would just be awful. Like, I can think of very few weapons that would be, well, I mean, I guess I would take a horde of bee stings getting hit in the face with a pipe or something. I mean, I'd take it over getting poked with a sharp stick in the eye. But I definitely would not take it over getting stung in the eye by a bee. I wonder if that's happened to anybody, getting stung on your eyeball by a bee. It has to have happened to somebody. It's like getting shot in the balls in wartime. It has to have happened to somebody. At least on, like, several occasions. And, like, getting shot in the balls is one of those things that, like, I can't decide. Like, I hesitate. I hesitate to go forth with what I'm about to say. But, like, having to choose between getting shot in the heart or getting shot in the balls, you kind of got to weigh your options. You'd rather be dead or have your balls blown off. I mean, they make prosthetic balls. I had a friend on Facebook who linked him on Facebook one time, and it was hilarious. It was just... The fact that there's actually like a manufacturing potential for something like that is just hilarious to me. I mean, I would guess that it would be more popular with transvestites than war victims. That would be my first estimation, but... Who knows? I haven't looked at the specific Excel spreadsheet for prosthetic balls and who needs them most. Oh god, it's not really funny. I really shouldn't make jokes about things like that. And it looks like they're down here getting in fights. And I'm going to keep a close eye on this situation, because if he gets killed... It looks like he's kiting them just like I do. What a boss. Maybe he's like the warrior of his culture. I am warrior. He's like the last of the Mohicans. The last of the piggy Mohicans. And I do need more silk. We need like 25 silk. We need loads and loads of silk. So I'm going to continue offing these spiders. And it looks like now they're returning to their previously scheduled drop rate, which is mostly meat. And I really don't feel like I need that much monster meat. I don't really pick it up and fill my pockets with it anymore because the hounds seem to not be very interested by it. And I have been interested in checking out some of the nightmare gear and things of that nature, so that's why I'm letting my sanity deplete, just in case you were wondering. Normally I play these things a little bit more carefully. And I really, really, really don't want to fight a beefalo right now. That would just be the worst. Among things to happen at this moment, if you've ever tried to fight a beefalo herd in this game, it never turns out well. Fighting a beefalo herd is just an exercise in frustration. Hopefully we can use our Speedy Boost EX to get back to base camp before time runs out, because I would love to get these beehives up and running by tomorrow, because we only have a day left after this evening. These guys, kind of the Dos Amigos up there, have been hanging out the swamp the entire time. I was hoping they would get into fights with tentacles so I could glean a little bit of their fur that way, but unfortunately they're not being as giving as I would like. I would like them to be the giving beefaloes, and they are not being very generous. They are being withholding, unfortunately. So are we going to make it? I really hope we make it. I'm going to stick to the road here, and hopefully I have a tendency to run straight past my campgrounds. I do it from time to time. I was thinking about covering this whole area with maybe some straw walls, but we'll think about that in the future. I have been using the turf that I dug up here as fuel, so there we are. And so now we have a fire for the evening, and I don't really have a question prepared for you guys. I am rapidly running out of questions here, but I think what I will go with, since there is conveniently a soda can sitting on my desk, I'm going to ask you what your favorite beverage is. And now this can be brewskis, this can be, if you're a teetotaler, my parents are teetotalers, they don't drink at all. If you're a teetotaler, it could be a soda, it could be water. If water is like your thing, throw water down in the comments, but let me know what your favorite beverage is. For me personally, and I'm going to have to split this up, I drink an awful lot of Pepsi Max. But then if I have to go, I live in an area where there's a lot of microbreweries. There's a lot of people just brewing beer and just kind of messing around with that whole art form, which it is. Like, if you actually watch the process towards making a good beer, it is definitely an art form. Like, there are very few people that can pull it off efficiently. So my hat is off to you if you are a brewer. But my favorite beer is either... It's tough. Like, I like New Belgium Brewing Company. They're amazing. Like, Fat Tire is just an incredible, incredible ale. And then I also very much enjoy Sierra Nevada. Their pale ale is quite delicious, but those would be the three that I have to throw out there. Sierra Nevada pale ale, Fat Tire, which is kind of an amber, I think, which is quite delicious, and then Pepsi Max if I had to pick a soda. So let me know. Let's see if there's an area around here with a reasonable amount of flowers. And actually, I remember seeing flower. Yes, we have a ring of flowers right here. And I cannot tell you how good this is going to be for our bee boxes. This is going to be an amazing spot to put our bee boxes. So there's numero uno. There is dos. And there is dry. And so we have uno, dos, dry. Just to be completely idiotic here. And there we are. So our bees are just going to love this. Now, I was wondering if I was going to have to move butterflies around to get these done. And if you don't know what I'm doing here, you always want to put your bees as near to flowers as possible because they pollinate from the flowers. And as they pollinate, they actually multiply faster. Like, I think you get a bee every minute from your bee box, but they also come back and they produce honey faster. So if I was to surround this with honey farms, I would be willing to bet that every 2 or 3 days I'll be able to harvest this. And our first harvest is probably going to be like 18 honey. We need to figure out what we're going to be eating when winter comes along, because from what I've heard, winter kind of deactivates a lot of the food sources that exist in the game. So I need charcoal now because I'm going to make a boomerang and we're going to start hunting things. It looks like we've got a graveyard down here. Okay. Got a graveyard, a sizable graveyard actually, a rather large graveyard. And we got some mining nodes here, so let me get a little bit more stone and a little bit more stone, but that's beside the point. And this looks like a good spot to get some charcoal. So let's get ourselves some charcoal here. Hopefully this won't get too out of control. I really dislike it when my forest fires just get completely out of whack. They're just having crazy parties while their parents are out of town. You really generally want to avoid your forest fires just being out of hand. You got to keep an eye on them. Forest fires, they're rowdy people. They're rowdy arboreal citizens. And that should be enough charcoal to get a couple of our projects done, I think. That's not a lot. It looks like we're about to get like 6 charcoal. That's not a ton, but what we can do... Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't have an axe on me, so let's make one. And actually, we may get pine cones out of some of these too, which means we can improvise a little bit. Please don't ignite charcoal. Damn you. It's like holding a tiny dead tree. And there we are. And so we've got ourselves a little bit of coal. I may use up the rest of my wood reserves just to get a bit more. Maybe a better burn. Yeah, we'll do it right here. We're going to be dicks to these spiders, and we're just generally going to mess with them while they sleep. Because I'm too cowardly to do it while they're awake. Spiders are scary as hell sometimes. And it's not their fault. They were, they are the way they are. You can't begrudge them for being the way they are. And so now we've got dozens of flaming spiders running around. Draw from that the connotation you will. I get the feeling that state would mean slightly on Castro Boulevard. That statement would be completely different than on any other street. But take from it what you will. And there we are. And we'll grab as much charcoal as we can at the moment. And it's weird how, like, the moment you sit down to record this sort of thing, like, everybody on Earth wants to talk to you. And is just like, why won't you pick up your phone? Like, my leg has just been vibrating like crazy. And normally that only happens because of caffeine. Damn it. But right now, it appears as though, like, major tragedies are occurring that people just simply cannot rectify. And so they need me. They need me to come and handle problems. But I'm hanging out with you fine people, so they can wait. Now, oh, these spider webs are getting a little bit larger. It's becoming a spider palace, a spider castle, a spassel, if you will. If we were to combine words haphazardly, a spassel. That's actually, I may consider making a spassel in Terraria someday. A spassel, a spider castle. Now, I don't see any more berry bushes. I was hoping we could get a bit more food out of this situation. This general... Damn. So I think what I'll do, I'm tempted to take these bushes with me because I don't feel like our supply, we've got a 3% left on our tentacle spike anyways. It's not being very useful. Let me get a temp shovel here. We'll take that. And I try not to do any of this general gardening agricultural work on camera, but we need them. And so I'm going to get rid of these bees too. Oh god, that was awesome. That was the coolest thing. That was amazing. I didn't think it would release them all at the same time. And so now taking a look around our map, it looks like there's a couple more bushes down here. Before we call this episode to a close, I'm going to stay down here off camera and farm up some spiders, see if I can get myself a little bit more webbing, and then we'll do our next episode. But it looks like there's a couple berry bushes down here, and I definitely want to exploit these. I want these in my possession, fertilized around my base so I don't have to run around looking for food. Some people seem to have a problem with berry farming. Like, I was looking at the general Don't Starve community portal kind of forum, and it seems like people are just raging right now about the way that berry farming works, and I don't think berry farming is broken. I mean, I think they should just lower the density of berries maybe on a map and make it so that, like, when you find a crop of like 4 berry bushes, you're like, oh my god, I have to dig these now because this is really valuable. It's something that's easily adjusted. Like, setting up a berry farm I don't think should be removed from the game, but I think it should be something that you aspire to. It should be a long-term goal rather than something you accomplish in the first day or so. So now that I'm off my soapbox, that tirade is over. I hope that you guys have been enjoying the series. This series has gone on for quite a long time now. I'm actually really impressed with how long we've been able to stick with it. I'm really actually surprised at how much there is to do in this game. With so many episodes, you'd think we would have run out of things to mess with. We would have run out of systems to fiddle with, to bang our heads against, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Hopefully I make it back to camp here. But my name is Splattercat. As always, thank you for joining me here in Don't Starve, and I hope you'll choose to join me next time. Take care out there, everybody.